I'm Chris, and my wife Vicki and I have 3 children. Rachel, who's 8, Christopher, 6, and Joel is 3. And we came to know about RCA through our church, Beacon Baptist Church. We were actually looking for a church daycare to take care of our oldest daughter, who at the time was 1 year old. And we visited several daycares. I have to admit that we were primarily looking for cost at the time. We decided to give Beacon a try and came over and visited Miss Kavanaugh and looked at the programs and watched the kids and what they were learning. And even in the K2 and K3 programs, they were actually learning things in the Bible, and that really impressed me. But they were also learning their ABCs and how to recognize letters, things at a very young age. And that really stood out to me. So we decided to try it with Rachel. And then what we learned as we had Rachel here, as we started getting closer to having her go into K4 and then approaching kindergarten, was that we really appreciated what they had learned in school, but more than that, how they came alongside us as parents. One of the things that we recognized very early on was that they came alongside us, the things that we were teaching to our kids in our devotions at night, our prayer time, our story time. They were sharing with us the things that they had learned in class. And we had to make a decision actually prior to coming into kindergarten what we were going to do. And I'll admit the financial side of it was pretty scary for me, looking at our finances and thinking about paying for our kids effectively to come to a private school was something that weighed on me as one of the providers in our household. And Vicki and I talked about it a lot, and Vicki convinced me, to be quite honest, that this is where our children needed to be with school. And so we started Rachel in K5, and we never regretted it. It was a very easy decision after that. It was a sacrifice, but when Christopher came along and went through daycare, it really wasn't a question. We had learned so much with Rachel going through kindergarten or K5, first grade, and Christopher coming up behind her. It was a very easy decision. One of the things that I mentioned a second ago that was really evident with Rachel is I remember talking with Rachel as a 5-year-old about some of the questions that she had about God and Jesus dying on the cross for her. And we were sharing those things with her in her devotions, but she was getting it at school also. And I remembered having a talk with her as a 5-year-old, wondering if she actually understood what I was talking about. And I think a lot of parents have that question with young children as they start asking those questions. And I remember actually leading her to the Lord that night, but having questions about whether she actually understood what had actually just happened. And when Rachel went to the first grade, Miss Barker was her teacher. And I still got the text message that Miss Barker sent the day that she was able to lead her to the Lord. That's the day that Rachel actually remembers accepting Christ as her Savior. She had 2 other girls with her, and Miss Barker actually recorded that, and she's actually sent it to us several times since then, as she's kind of remembered that day also. And it just speaks to the teachers and what they're doing here at our school. They're not just about educating your kids. It's not just about going to chapel once a week. They're sharing with your kids in class the same things that hopefully everybody that would consider Christian education is sharing with your kids. And that's really the reason that we chose RCA. We know that RCA's mission is to lead, build, and equip children to follow Christ. And we're just thankful that we found a school that could come alongside us as we try to develop our children to follow Christ.